Good morning, everyone. This is Rahul Sharma, Vedic practitioner from Chicago, USA. Today, I will be releasing my 95th video, which is taken as an excerpt from Gurudev's Amrit Vani, which is collected into a Wangmai number 68 on page 70 to 78. Very interesting explanation about his journey to Himalaya and what he did and how he was called there. So let's understand the Gurudev's Abode to Himalayas and his penance, what he did during those times. So when Pandit Shriram Sharma Acharya delivered one of his profound speech at Gayatri headquarters in Shantikun, he shared this extraordinary chapter of his life, revealing secrets about his spiritual journey and penance in the Himalayas. At the age 55, while meditating in his worship room in Awalkheda near Agra in UP, Acharya experienced a divine encounter. A radiant, divine light appeared before him, revealing the history and growth of his soul through past lifetimes. This profound moment, known as self-realization, helped him connect with his spiritual essence and life's purpose. The divine light, as Gurudev explained in further, he called him his Gurudev. We call him Dada Gurudev, and his name is Swami Sarveshwaranand. We'll be referring his name quite often. Acharya assured that self-realization, what he received at the age of 15, is attainable for everyone and anyone. He explained that if one feels a divine urge to explore spirituality or listen to his teaching, it is likely due to seeds sown in our past lives. He emphasized that the current flow of divine energy in the universe is formed on transforming the human emotional interface, fostering the godly behavior through initiatives like Yug Nirman Yojana, which he has started, a movement aimed at the emotional and spiritual awakening of the human being. The divine light, which he identified as his guru, Swami Sarveshwaranand, instructed him at the age of 15 to undergo a 24-year period of intense penance for self-purification. So starting at age 15, Acharya embarked on his rigorous spiritual practice. During this time, he chanted the Gayatri Mantra 2.4 million times, which is spread over in 24 years. That means each year he has to do, you can imagine, Sawa lakh, 1.25 lakhs every single year, and substituted on a minimal diet, one barley bread and half a glass of buttermilk each day. This immense dedication laid the foundation for his future contribution to humanity and spirituality. This story serves as an inspiration for anyone seeking a deeper connection with the divine, showing that perseverance and purity can lead to extraordinary spiritual growth. During these 24 years of intense penance, Shriram Sharma practiced strict discipline, including restraining his tongue for the food and what he speak, and other senses. He vowed to treat every woman as his mother, sister, or daughter. Imagine from the age of 15 for the next 24 years how difficult it is for an ordinary human being. It demonstrating utmost respect and purity. He often emphasized that anyone could attain perfection by controlling their words and desires. For 24 continuous years, the Gayatri Mantra was his sole focus. Day and night, he meditated on its meaning and philosophy, which guided him to develop a wisdom and intellect dedicated entirely to the welfare of the society. His thoughts and actions were centered on transforming the world by elevating human consciousness and inspiring selfless service. In 1926, he symbolically lit a lamp, we call it Akhand Deepak, a gesture to ignite a lifelong mission of enlightenment. That lamp still burns brightly, inspiring countless followers to strive for similar dedication and values. After completing his first major penance at the age of 39 now, his Guru Swami Sarveshwaranand reappeared in form of a light. He acknowledged Shriram Sharma's success, but declared that his spiritual strength needed to be applied in the material world for test. As a test of his accumulated power through Gayatri Mantra, Shriram Sharma was instructed to organize a monumental event, a 1,000 Kundi Gayatri Yagna. In 1958, this grand event took place in Mathura, drawing an unprecedented crowd of over 4 lakh attendees or 400,000 attendees. It was not just a spiritual gathering, but a movement that embodied unity, correction, faith, and transformation. This historic occasion remains etched in the memory of all who witness it, symbolizing the culmination of Shriram Sharma's years of penance and beginning of his mission to uplift humanity. And all this success came without asking for money, without asking for any donation, and only letters were returned to invite people, and so many people turned up, just like an ocean. This continuation of this story highlights the extraordinary success of 1,000 Kundi Gayatri Mahayagna held in Mathura in 1958. This event, attributed to power of one individual's intense penance, attracted hundreds of thousands of attendees, including prominent personalities, without any solicitation for fees or donation. Some of the key highlights of this success, or the test of the power of the Gayatri penance for 24 years, was the grand scale. The yagna was entirely self-supported, with all necessary material like ghee, wood, and puja samagri provided seamlessly. No financial contribution were requested from the public or Gurudeva himself. There was a flawless execution for many days. The event was very disciplined, smooth, comparable to the celestial precision of the planetary movements. It showcased exceptional organization. Historical significance: it was considered the second most significant yagna in the history in Mathura after the Rajasuya Yagna was organized by Lord Krishna and the Pandavas during the Mahabharata era. You will not find any other description of such a huge scale of yagna since that time. And this was the spiritual validation. This event was success and testament to the transformation of the penance and the devotion and the power of the Gayatri Mata. Following this grand event, Gurudev's mentor and trusted, which is Swami Sarveshwaran, entrusted him with a new mission now. For first 10 years, that means after the Mathura event, another 10 years of work is to build the foundation of the Gayatri Parivar to spread the spiritual wisdom. As part of this effort, millions of members joined the movement and numerous centers were established. Global reach during that time were 2,400 Gayatri Shakti Peeths or spiritual hubs and 24,000 Pragya Sansthan or wisdom centers were founded across India and abroad, fostering a strong network for a spiritual awakening and societal transformation. The story continued to serve as a source of inspiration for countless individuals, underscoring the profound impact of self-discipline, devotion, and a higher purpose. During the next phase of his spiritual journey, after completing the first 10 years mission of establishing the Gayatri Parivar and spreading the knowledge about Gayatri and Yagna, Gurudev Pandit Shriram Sharma Acharya embarked on a profound retreat to the Himalayas once again when he was the age of 50. Now, key details of his Himalayan experience during that time. Called to the heart of the Himalayas. Gurudev was called to the spiritual core of the Himalayas, considered the polar center of spirituality. This area, described as the heart of the mountain range, stretched 400 miles in length and 100 miles in width, encompassing region from Badrinath to the other end of the Himalayas. He spent most of his time at this central location, referred to as the epicenter of Gayatri Tapasya, though he also stayed in places like Gangotri and Uttarakashi during this 12-month retreat. This region is associated with a significant spiritual landmark such as Shivling Mountain and Sumeri Mountain. It also contains a small lake which Gurudeva identified as the true Mansarovar, differentiated from the Tibetan Mansarovar popularly referenced in stories. He challenged the widely held belief that Kailash and Mansarovar are in Tibet, providing evidence and spiritual insight suggesting their presence in the heart of the Indian Himalayas, where his Gurudev Sarveshwaran lives there. This retreat strengthened Gurudeva's spiritual power and connection to his divine mentor Swami Sarveshwaran, deepening his insight into the Gayatri Mantra and the purpose of his life mission. The location, revered as a shank, like a conch, symbolizes the center of immense spiritual energy. During and after this retreat, Gurudeva produced numerous writings documenting his realization and offering clarifications about spiritual myths such as actual location of Kailash, Mansarovar. His books became instrumental in spreading awareness about Gayatri, Tapasya, and Himalayan spirituality. The retreat marked a pivotal moment in Gurudev's life, reinforcing his mission and preparing him for the subsequent 10-year phase of his divine power. During this phase, Gurudev has done tapasya even in the rock where Bhagirath himself has done the penance, and he also had fortune of spending 4 days directly with his Guru Swami Sarveshwaran. Out of the 12 months, only 4 days he was given directly with his Guru. This precise moment proved pivotal in his life, providing profound insights in the face of his mission, and also the transfer of the energy from his Gurudev to him for his immense spiritual power to continue to with this work. Some of the key experience during this Himalaya time period for 12 months at the age of 50 plus, the infusion of spiritual energy from his Guru required deep assimilation for an entire year. Gurudev focused on internalizing this power and meticulously planning the next step of his divine mission while continuing his penance in various sacred Himalayan locations. So Gurudev performed penance at highly revered sites, including the rock where the legendary Bhagirath Rishi prayed for the descent of the Ganga. In Uttarakashi, another spiritually charged location, he meditated in the very spot linked to Bhagwan Parshuram, where the divine story of him receiving an axe from Lord Shiva originates. Divine beauty and energy, every location in the Himalaya where he meditated was filled with an ethereal beauty and potent spiritual energy, further fueling his resolve and enlightening his purpose. The next mission, after completing this year-long retreat in Himalayas, he returned to commence the next phase of his mission, initiating the Yuga Nirman Yojana, which is a reconstruction of the modern era. This ambitious plan aimed to spearhead intellectual, spiritual, moral, and social reform, creating a foundation for a healthier and more cultured society. The movement focused on fostering personal growth, cultivating the awareness, and practicing spiritual and more discipline, using Gayatri Mantra as a tool and Yagna as a two strong pillar for Indian values. Family values, strengthening the family structures rooted in love, understanding, mutual respect by providing all the sanskars in meaningful rituals, and then social transformation, spreading awareness and reform initiatives across countless villages and cities by conducting many deep yagna and yagna, 11 kundi, 11 kundi, 100 kundi for more cohesive society. The Yuga Nirman Yojana became a guiding beacon for his efforts to transform humanity by instilling virtues, fostering unity, and aligning individuals with the higher purpose. During that time, army of over 100,000, which is 1 lakh, volunteers stood up. The scientific validation of spiritual theory began at the Brahmvarchas Research Center in Haridwar. Many books were written and translated to multiple languages. In those 10 years, such gigantic goals were accomplished without any government support. This is again the proof of the tapasya. Like the battery discharged over continued uses, everyone recharged the battery. Gurudev was once again called for recharging his spiritual power for his next 12 months to stay within Himalayas. This is the third time he has to go back. He was given a new goal for next 5 years. During this 5 year, he was to visit Himalaya for continued guidance and recharging for a short period of time. Like Gurudev was getting portion of his Gurudev energy, which is Swami Sarveshwaran spiritual energy, Pandit Shriram Sharma Acharya was now ready and agreed to distribute 1/100th of his spiritual energy to his 100,000 or 1 lakh dedicated volunteers. He clarified that not everyone will get the equal spiritual power from him. Everyone will receive that spiritual power from him based on their individual capacity to hold the charge. So depending on how much yagna, tapasya, Gayatri sadhana, every one of has done. Based on that, he has given us that kind of power. This time the main task was to empower those 1 lakh volunteers by dissipating his power to them. That was the goal for this 5-year time period. He accomplished this task while staying in Shanti Kunj headquarters, currently near Haridwar. He expanded his zone during this time beyond Hindus and outside India in other cultures and other countries also. He expanded his influence on politicians like Prime Minister Modi, artists, writers, scientists, teachers, industrialists, entrepreneurs, and other spiritual leaders for larger impact. After completing his 5-year task, he planned to hand over activities of Shanti Kunj to ladies to empower women for his revolution. Initially, Mataji was handling this. Now, Gigi Shailbala Pandya is taking reign in her hand through all the ladies supporting the Shanti Kunj activities, including daily yagna. As of today, 2024, when I'm recording this video, I have personally experienced and witnessed the success of all his objectives, and the mission is spearheading in the right direction without his physical presence for the last 34 years. I met him in 1989, 1990, he left his body, and I'm still reading his books and getting that kind of energy and empowering myself. So at the end of this interesting journey about his Himalaya journey for 3 different times for different purposes, understand and accept the true power of spirituality and Gayatri Tapasya, dedicate our personal time and portion of income to spread the Yog Nirman Yojana, anchor our own goals to bigger goal of Gurudeva, and be one of the head or arm of Gurudeva to awaken divinity within us by personal development, family development, and create heaven on this earth by doing the social development. And that can all happen with Gayatri Sadhana and Yagna. If we commit for personal development, family development,